This Congo problem, the Eastern Congo, where there are over 100 armed groups, local armed groups in Eastern Congo, 100. One of them being the one they call M23, but there are 100. The M23, and there are many refugees. We have about 80,000 refugees in Rwanda from Congo who are associated with this group, meaning they are relatives or whatever. Now, what I want to say clearly, this problem was not created by Rwanda and is not Rwanda's problem. It is Congo's problem. They are the ones that have to deal with it. Now, to say that we can be helpful also, and the region is trying to deal with the matter, the East African region, to which now DRC also has become a member of, that's okay. But it seems the entire responsibility has been put on the shoulders of Rwanda, be it the Congolese leaders and the government, be it the international community, be it everybody is running away from that problem, and they say, this is Rwanda's problem. And we say, no, it's not our problem. For what has produced these armed groups, including the fact that these groups, I said, the refugees in Rwanda and then the M23, are Congolese of Rwandan ethnicity. This is all it is. So if you wanted to hold anybody responsible, then maybe you'd go back to history. When the borders were being drawn and some people were left on the other side of the border and the other became another country. I cannot be responsible for the fact that there are Congolese of Rwandan ethnicity in Congo who are being denied their rights as citizens. That's not my problem. In Eastern Congo is the FDLR. These are the remnants of the...
Say one more time.
FDLR, these are remnants of the groups that carried out genocide in Rwanda, who have lived in Eastern Congo for all these years. And in this particular case, what is very clear, they've been helped by getting arms and fighting alongside government forces. And the government is aware of that, and we have brought it to their attention several times and given them facts again. So there is a mix of the problems that concern us. In fact, this problem, we thought we had resolved it because most of them and their families have been repatriated with the help of the UN, and were being brought back to Rwanda and being reintegrated. But they are the hardliners who stayed behind, and for them, they will not rest until they have either invaded or carried out changes in the country. So the whole mix, therefore, I think gets confused, and when we are telling people this is not, the other problem is not ours, but ours is there, and everybody has ignored it, we want them to think about how to separate the two problems so that we deal with one at a time as it should be dealt with. Rwanda is not just a statistic. We are there, we exist. And we have to make sure Rwandans live their lives the way they have chosen to, not being dictated to by anyone. Whatever problems Rwanda has, so do these other countries, big or small, have their own problems. I can't be dealing with my problems and allow you to bring on top of that your own problems. So I have to deal with my problems the way the people of the country have chosen. And of course, mindful of the fact that there is no country that lives on its own or stands alone. It's not an island. We relate with others. We have to relate with others. There's no question about it. We have to listen to other people, what they say about us. And we must tell other people what we think about ourselves and what we want to do for ourselves. So in that interaction, that's where we all benefit. I can't be there. In fact, if you look at even our own history, the many problems the country had, many would attribute that history to external factors. They talk about colonial times and what happened and so on and so forth. For us today, we are not there. We've left that behind us. Mm-hmm. What happened in the past happened. We learned lessons, but we have to look more to the future than to be caught up in the blame game of who did what to us in the past. Now we are there. What are you going to do for yourselves is the question. So that's what we concentrate on. We concentrate on saying, whatever happened in the past happened. Have we learned lessons? What do we do for ourselves? So the people you would ask about Rwanda and tell you all kinds of stories. There are different categories of people. There are those who know absolutely nothing about Rwanda, and yet they want to tell you the stories about Rwanda. There are others who know the stories, but they have their own views of how Rwanda should be and so on and so forth. They have their own right to do that. There's another category of those who know. In fact, it is their story. Mm-hmm. They want to tell it as it is, or they want to do whatever is possible for them to contribute to the well-being of Rwanda, and that's the other category. So we have to steer through all these different categories and views, but the country has to have a direction, and that is the responsibility of the leaders of